Hi there, we're back again for part two of Leaping Ahead. Mid-1955, China's first five-year plan for the 53 to 57 period was approved. China pursued a strategy that gave priority to heavy industry and focused on upper and middle stages of the industrial economy. Increase in industrial production drove huge GDP growth, 9.2% annually from 1952 to 1957. Growth achieved was resource and energy intensive, requiring substantial financial outlays. Economic institutions created were requisitioned resources from agriculture and turned them into heavy industry investments. Investments were unable to generate sustained technological change, lacking economic incentives, and planned bureaucracy resisted change. Growth of Chinese economy stalled. Lack of innovation and poor economic incentives were the reasons. Mao promoted a shift from gradual transformation to a rigid model of development favoring rapid collectivization. The Gaogang affair purged two high-ranking colleagues of Mao, Gaogang and Rao Shuqi, as they attacked Liu Shaoqi and Zhou Enlai. And there's a picture of Gaogang and Rao Shuqi. Mao Zedong believed small rural collectives could serve as catalysts to bring about a fully socialist agricultural system. The Central Committee chose to delay collectivization until China had the capacity to modernize agriculture. Mao's view was only collectivization could present a restoration of the old order. Collectivization was the first step to establish mutual aid teams, a concept familiar in China for centuries. The second step was to turn mutual aid teams into agriculture producers cooperatives. The size of the cooperatives responded more or less to the size of a traditional village. Mao declared the peasants would be enthusiastic about collectivization. Cooperatives were now organized into collectives or state farms consisting of 200 to 300 households. The family farming tradition disappeared from rural China. By the end of 1955, harvest yields flattened, and they couldn't keep up with the industrialization demand of the cities. The unfolding crisis did not prompt a pause, instead became an argument for the unified purchase and sale system to control prices. Agriculture became an activity with low returns, causing a steady incentive for people to leave the farms. By 1957, the majority of the rural population were organized into collectives. Mao asserted two things about the collective system. First, effectively forestall the restoration of the pre-revolutionary power structure. Second, would solve China's food supply problem by remedying the shortfalls of land reform. By the end of 1957, it became evident that collectivization was failing to fulfill its promises. A rift between Mao and Liu Shaoqi and Zhou Enlai, Mao wanted a fast transformation of the economy. Liu and Zhou stressed the necessity of a slow transition to socialism. The crisis in the socialist world, the global history of communism, constituted the Cold War's most dangerous period. The world teetered on the brink of nuclear war. Deng Xiaoping was in Moscow and read the Khrushchev speech exposing Stalin's brutality and terror. And I'm going to stop here, and we will take it up in part three.